It's like 150 degrees on the side. And as you get to the top, it just goes boom, over 500 degrees. I'm going to get some more of these and put it in. This is going to be tricky. How can I do this without getting burned? All right, this is the Solo Stove Mesa fire pit. It's like the smallest fire pit in the world. So let me unbox this and see what it looks like. That is all that's in the box right there. It's obviously got a little storage case here. This is the fire ring that goes around the top. And inside, this is like a miniature version of the Solo Stove bonfire that I've been using. In fact, I've had 2 of them and reviewed them. It's not a removable grate down the bottom. There is an ash tray or bin down the bottom, but you will have to dump it out when you're done with it. And these holes down here let air in, and air comes in from the bottom as well as up through the sidewalls and out these holes. And that's what provides a secondary burn that makes it like a very smokeless fire. And this is the red color. It comes in a number of different colors, or the traditional stainless steel. And that goes on there. Not like this, you store it like this, but you use it in this orientation, and that's what keeps the fire towards the inside. It all helps towards the airflow and making it smokeless. Now this is actually the base. You fold these out, and that way it keeps it off of a combustible surface. So you can put this on a table or anything like that. This gets really hot, so you want to keep that up high. Now this last thing here looks like a strainer for your kitchen drain, for your sink, but it's not. This is actually an insert that you can use if you want to burn pellets in here, wood pellets. And if you don't burn wood pellets, you obviously have limited space. You can't put regular firewood in it. So I think the maximum firewood you can put in is like, maybe 4 inches, which, I had the idea that, well, I guess you could cut up a pallet and split some small wood pieces to 4 inches long, and then they would fit in here, because you don't want to ever cover these holes. These air holes need to have room. They need to have space. So I think the most convenient way to use it will be with wood pellets, and that's what I'm going to try. I want to see how it works, and I'll give you my thoughts. All right, we are here with a beautiful view of the Shark River in New Jersey, and we're going to fire this up. They like to sit out here. They love a fire pit, but of course it's covered, so they really can't use a fire pit here, a traditional fire pit. So we wanted to see how this Solo Stove Mesa would actually perform out here and make sure that it doesn't get too hot up there. And I brought a thermometer so that I can actually tell. Like right now, it is 54 degrees. I don't have any wood small enough. What I actually wanted to try, for $6.50, we got a 40-pound bag of pellets. All right, that's going. All right, that's good. Okay, give that some time. Some matches for good measure.
All right.
And we'll sit back and let's see how it starts up. All right, we have fire. I'm gonna get some more of these and put it in. This is gonna be tricky. How can I do this without getting burned? I guess that's the way to do it.
So with no wind, if it was on the floor, it would warm you up out here.
Yeah, it'd be nice on a cool autumn night.
Cool night
without this
wind.
Breeze coming off of the water, which,
right.
You can't even see the water right now, but it's there. Mm-hmm. But you know what? The cool thing about the Solo Stove, and regardless of which side you get, if you look out, these holes around the outside, mm-hmm. they they are letting air in. You could see that plume of fire.
Yeah.
It's not
right.
It's not really fire coming out of there. It's superheated oxygen. And so that's just such a cool thing about a Solo stove, that's what makes it smokeless. You could see there's no smoke here. None. So the breeze died down a little bit. It is around 63 degrees at the edge of the table, and the closer you get to it, the hotter it gets. And then when you get on the sidewall, it jumps up. It's like 150 degrees on the side. And as you get to the top, it just goes boom, over 500 degrees, which stands to reason. You know what would be helpful?
What?
If you had like some kind of a
Scoop.
Yeah, like even a 1 cup metal measuring cup. That'll definitely catch, even though it went out a little bit. I guess we waited a little bit too long. All right, we got smart. If you're going to use pellets, I recommend using a metal scoop. This is just a 1/4 cup, just to refill it so that you're not putting your hands anywhere near the flame. And more importantly, nowhere near the metal, because the metal is like really hot. And we loaded it up. We loaded it up higher than the top of the, I don't know what you want to call the grate thing, that, that cone. And look at that fire. Oh, you can't really see it here. But man, that is beautiful. Slow-mo is really the only way to appreciate the beauty of a Solo stove fire. When I turn down the brightness, you can really see how those upper air holes trigger that secondary burn that Solo stove is known for. That's what causes the fire to burn so cleanly that it's virtually smoke-free. The only time we got smoke was when we let the fire get too low or the wind blew hard. Here you can see when the wind blows hard, the fire struggles and some smoke is visible. And it also looks like fire is coming out of the air holes, but it's not. That's just superheated air burning the gases that would otherwise come out as smoke. I really liked the convenience and low cost of the wood pellets. They produced a beautiful fire that smelled like a normal wood fire, without producing a single pop or the danger of flying embers. The wind off the water was so strong all night that the ceiling never got warm. We'll need to try it again on a calmer night to see if it gets too hot for their porch. But the maximum height of the flame was only about 12 inches, regardless of how many pellets we put in it. So I don't think it's going to be an issue for them to use it on their covered porch. Our biggest lesson learned was pellets are cheap. Fill it up and add them continuously before the fire starts to slow down too much. I'd say a 1/4 cup every 10 minutes kept the fire going at its best. So the only problem is we wait a little bit too long to put these on. It'll start again, but then it smokes and it's not good. So best to feed it while it's going. All right, the fire has gone out and you can't see it, but it is still hot. I can feel it. So if we wanted to put more in there, it would definitely catch again. But I think we're going to call it a night and let it really seriously cool down. Let's just see how hot that is on the edge. 250 degrees still. Wow, look at that. Even down the bottom there, it's over 100 degrees. So definitely would burn myself if I was touching it. So gonna let it cool overnight completely and then dump the ash out in the morning.
Next day it's all cooled off and I'm just gonna dump the ashes. I think it might be that simple. How's that?
You can find a link to the Solo Stove Mesa in the video description below. Leave me a comment with your thoughts or any questions you might have, and I'll see you in the next one.